Hi, in today's video I'll show you how you can set up a gradable fill-in-the-blank question with multiple blanks in Storyline 360. Now, I've already created the basics of our filling the blanks interaction in Articulate Storyline, so we don't have to start from scratch. Now, what you see here is a title, text, with some white spaces where the blanks become a submit button and an image on the right. Now let's insert the blanks. Therefore I'll go to insert here, click on input and choose the text entry field. And now I can draw a text entry field on my screen. So this is okay. I remove the text that's in the text entry field and I'll do something on the color and the border. So therefore I'll go to format. I'll give it a white fill and I'll give it a grayish outline, but I want to have this outline dashed. So I'll choose this dashes and I think it has to be a width of 2. Let me see the result. Yeah, this is okay. So what you see here at the right is that Storyline created the first text entry and also created the variable that is called text entry. Now I want to give the text entry some more descriptive variable name. So what I do, I click here on text entry and click on new variable. Now my variable window will open and I'll choose FIB. F is fill in the blank 1. So I'll know this is the fill in the blank 1 variable. And now what I'll do is I'll copy this fill in and paste it on the other places. Here there must be a fill in the blank. And here the third fill in the blank. It must be a little bit smaller. And now I will rename the other variables. So therefore I'll choose new variable again. Make this FIB2. Click on OK. And the third one will be FIB3. So what we have now is a slide with 3 fill in the blanks and a submit button. But no, our interaction doesn't work right now, so this is the next step to make it work and also make it gradable. So and therefore we'll make it a freeform question. So and it will be a freeform pick one question, and I'll explain later on why I do this. So to create a freeform question, go to insert and click here on convert to freeform. Now you can choose what for freeform slide you want. Now, I want to pick one question and I'll click on OK. And Storyline now converts this slide to a gradable freeform pick one question. You see there is now a form view and a slide view. And what I will now do I'll add 2 buttons that I'll place outside of my slide. So go here to button, and this button I'll call correct. And there's also a button wrong. And these buttons will be the buttons for my pick one question. So I'll go to form view, I'll choose here the correct button and I'll state this to correct, and also the wrong button, and this will be wrong. And now we can create some triggers to ensure that the question will work. Now, the first trigger that I'll create is on the submit button, and this will be submit pick one. So if I click on the submit button, I'll submit the pick one and you see the correct or the incorrect feedback. So I'll choose here for triggers, choose submit interaction, pick one when user clicks on button 1, and this is button 1, so this is okay. But yeah, the pick one interaction does not do something, so we're gonna make it work. And for each of the text entry field, I'll create a true false variable that will be set to true if the answer that is filled in is correct, and if all the true false variables are true, I will set the correct button to select it. So then the pick one question is okay, and then we can submit it. So what we first will do is create the 3 true or false questions variables. So I'll go here to my variable window and I'll click on the green plus sign, choose true false, FIB1 underscore correct, and the default value is false. Now I can now copy this and paste it and change the name. So this will be and this is logical, FIB2 correct is false. And I'll also create the third one, is FIB3 correct, 2 false. So, and now we can create some more triggers. So here the sentence will be the SunTrust Tower. So what I will do is I'll create a trigger that says adjust variable. The variable that we want to adjust is FIB correct to true when the user clicks button 1, if the condition is that FIB1, so this is the variable of the text entry field, is equal to tower. And we can make it also case sensitive. We add another condition and we fill in tower with a capital T, and we create the end, we set the end to OR. So FIB1 correct will be set to true when FIB1 is tower with a normal T, or FIB1 is correct if a tower is written with a capital T. So, and this trigger has to come before the submit button. And now we have to create also the triggers for the second and the third text entry field. So I can copy this one and paste it. It's now, and let's make it FIB2 correct when FIB2 is equal to, is that no, this will be tallest or largest. So tallest, and FIB, or you can also fill in largest. This is also okay. Largest. And we have to now create the trigger for the third variable, the third text entry field. So FIB3 correct is equal to 2 when FIB3 is, and here the answer is Florida. So Florida with a capital F, and also to be sure with a minor f. So this is okay. So we have now set the 3 true false variables to true. And what we're now going to do is add a new trigger that says change the state of our correct button. Where is it? Here. To selected if the user clicks on button 1, because that is our submit button. If FIB1 correct is equal to true, and FIB2 correct is equal to true, and FIB3 correct is also equal to true. So now, and this one has to become before the submit pick 1. Now we also create a trigger to set the wrong button to selected. So I can copy this button, trigger, and paste it. It clicks button 1, and it has to be come before the pick 1 interaction, because Storyline automatically executes the triggers in the order that they are here in your trigger panel from top to bottom. So 3 selected when equal is FB1 is not equal to, or FB2 is not equal to, or FB3 is not equal to true. Now, and let's preview this interaction and see if it works. So now I'm in the preview mode. So let's fill in the answers. So the first answer was tower. The second answer was tallest or largest. So I did type in largest, and this was Florida. And now I'll press submit, and you see it is correct. My fill in the blank interaction with multiple blanks is correct, and it's also gradable because on the backend it's a pick 1 question, so you can also use it in a quiz right now. Now, to make it even more appealing, you can also add some feedback options, for instance, to see if this is correct or wrong. So I'll show you this for one subject. So I'll go to close my preview. What I'll do now is I'll add a line underneath this box. So I'll go to insert, shape, and pick a line. And if I press my shift key, I'll draw a straight line, and I want the line to be 2 pixels thick. So, and we are gonna now add some states to the line. So I'll go to edit states, copy the line, and add a new state that says correct, and also a state for wrong. And now I'm gonna change the colors. So for the wrong state, it's logical. Let's select the line that this will be red. So I'll go to Format, Shape Outline, and I'll choose red here. And for the correct option, and that's logical, it will be green. So I'll choose green right now. And we don't want to see the normal state. So what we'll do, the initial state will be hidden. And now I can, for instance, go to the correct layer and add feedback or add a trigger. It says trigger, change state of, and here I can also change states of objects that are on my base layer. So line 1 to correct, and I can choose here when timeline starts. When timeline starts on this layer, if, and now I can, if ifb1 correct is equal to true, and I can also create a trigger for when it's false. So when it's false, we set it to the state wrong, and this has to be false. Now let's preview it again and see if this works. So I name the preview again. So let's fill in the first answer, the second answer largest, and this was Florida. And now I'll add submit, and you see that there is now a line under my text box. So in this way you can create a fill in the blank with multiple blanks that is also gradable, and you can use it in quizzes in your next articulate storyline project. And if you want to create great engaging e-learning in articulate storyline, make sure that you get my free step-by-step guide on how I create e-learning in articulate storyline. And I know for sure that it will help you because it describes my whole process that I use for every e-learning module in articulate storyline that I build. And was this video useful to you? Then hit the like button below. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell notification icon so you won't miss any of my upcoming videos.